Hey everyone, I'm JimClassic, and you are watching Geekin' It. And today I am doing a toy review of the Marvel Legends series, The Unbelievable Gwenpool. Yay! Um, to be perfectly honest, um, I don't really know all that much about like Gwenpool's genesis. I mean, I'm more of a fan of the Marvel MCU. I remember some of the cartoon shows of Marvel cartoon franchises from the 90s, but even the most basic fan knows who Gwen Stacy is, and we all know what happens to her, and so I don't really know where Gwenpool fits into all this though, and there's also Spider Gwen. I believe they're like alternate realities, and they probably even started off as like jokes or something, which ended up working its way into a Marvel story or two. So I mean that's my best guess. I don't really know, but either way, you know, here is Gwenpool in physical toy form. So let's take a quick look, okay? So here we have Gwenpool in her Marvel Legends packaging, still in the box. I've been waiting for a couple weeks to get around to doing this. Um, we have Build a Figure and Lizard's Tail, or Marvel's Lizard's Tail, right there. Part of a Build a Figure. I am not really interested in that, so don't really know what I'm going to do with that. But we have the unbelievable Gwenpool right here. We have the Hasbro logo. We have Gwenpool right there with all of her accessories. Missing one. I didn't realize this when I purchased this, but yeah, there's a missing spot here, and it looks like I see three sets of hands. I have a feeling I'm feeling the fourth hand, um, unless it's somewhere at the bottom. I don't hear anything rattling, but so yeah, she's missing a hand. Here we have Gwenpool smiling like an idiot, holding her hands in a weird way. We have an alternate head and two swords. We have a cool piece of artwork right there where she's kind of, lunging towards you with her weapons. And we have a nice product shot of Gwenpool right there taking a selfie with a penguin backpack. Marvel Legends, a little bio, self-made hero, so-called real-world. Gwenpool possesses unrivaled knowledge for the comic book universe. Okay, build a figure, lizard, right there. All of them assembled. Gwenpool. I don't know who that is, but it looks like a foot soldier. Marvel's Prowler. But Prowler looks more like a foot soldier. Uh, we have. Does that say Spider Hulk? Spider Punk. I'm getting old. Spider Noir, Spider Man Noir, Spider Woman, Mysterio, and Marvel's Lasher. I don't know who Lasher is. Not my thing. Um, so yeah, that's the box. It's a nice box. Another picture of Gwenpool. I keep wanting to say Gwen Stacy or Gwen Stefani. I don't know why. I'm just fighting the urge to do either. Um, but yeah, let's open this package up and see what she's all about. Now, I was kind of aware of Gwenpool, but I knew nothing about who she was. I just assumed that she was Gwen Stacy from another universe and was just kind of modeling herself off of Deadpool. But I recently picked up this Gwenpool comic just on the random, and it gave me a little bit of insight. And I see now that her name is Gwendolyn Pool, and she does have these weird, like, fourth wall breaking superpowers. It's a shame, really. I had actually a lot of jokes lined up and prepared, and, well, now they're all kind of wasted. And here we have Gwenpool out of the package. I decided to leave the little insert there because I was just very amused by that. And I have to say, Gwenpool is, kind of neat. She's only the second Marvel Legends figure I've ever bought. I'm just not a collector of them. But yeah, I have to say Gwenpool's kind of cool. So what we have here is she's pretty much wearing a the body part is a plastic pink and white unitard, and her outfit kind of reminds me of like what do they call those 80s leg warmers and stuff like that that you would that women would wear while they were exercising. I think that's what she's kind of wearing around her arms. Um, and down by the legs, I think she's got shin guards, like soccer shin guards. And of course, she's got pink sneakers. She's got flesh tone legs, which we're going to get into that in a minute. She has a belt, which is a loose piece of plastic. Um, Turn her around. She's got her penguin backpack, and her swords can fit snugly right in there. She's not. She's having issues standing. And she does have the swappable hands, which I'm not normally a huge fan of swappable hands. Not gonna lie, I'm surprised she's still holding onto the cell phone. I'm not normally a huge fan of swappable hands. In my experience, they're usually more trouble than they're worth. But I was able to swap out the peace hand pretty easily. And so yeah, let's get to accessories and stuff. All right. First off, in her hand right here. Let's see if we can zoom in. We have her cell phone. Can we see that? No, we cannot. It's really nothing. This is something which will easily be lost one day, I'm sure. It is literally a flat piece of plastic. It is literally a flat piece of plastic that it has some slight molding, which makes it look like an iPhone. That's it. It does hold in her hand rather well while she's doing her selfie. It's just unpainted black plastic, and that's really all it is. Okay, so like I said, this will get lost one day, and no one will ever know what happened to it. So, we do have some nice molding. I do like her face for the most part. It's a very grinny, smiley face. I mean, there's some issue right here with the plastic. Looks like there's some mold runoff or something. But I mean, it's got some cool sculpting. You see the ears. Good lord, come on. I guess you can't really tell. I guess it's gonna be difficult to focus. But you do see some indentation, some molding where the ears would be. She's got these expressive, eyes with the mask. Very smiley, very toothy grin. Well, I guess she's wearing a sock in her head. I don't really know. I do like the paint. I like the paint right here on her chest because it's got that interesting little design, going all the way down. Plus a little silver doodad, little silver paint right there. And a nice little sculpt around the neck. It's pretty cool. Let's see. Well, the belt has some nice detail. She got like her own little utility belt. There's a G for Gwen. And she's got like just a brown belt with 3 pouches. Oh wow! I can actually put her cell phone right there. Let's see. Maybe her cell phone will never get lost after all. So yeah, I can put her cell phone right there. I didn't notice that before. That's kind of cool. All right, I'm cool with that. I really am. So her arms have some nice little detail. Like I said, they kind of remind me of like the leg warmers, except they have like these bands around them. I guess they're gauntlets. Maybe they're just pink gauntlets, but they just kind of remind me of 80s leg warmers or something. The penguin backpack is kind of cute. I'm just going to stick to this. I have a feeling my camera is just having difficulty focusing. The little penguin backpack is kind of cute. You see what looks like stitch work right there, and you see like what could be folds in the material. And that's a little cute, The swords are nice. The swords they're not completely rigid plastic. They're kind of pliable, but they're not like totally rubbery. So that's good. And the handles on the swords are very textured. There's definitely a grip to these blades, which is good. I like that. Can you hear it? See? Got textured grip. Moving down, the body's overall is fine. Moving down, we have the legs, And I'm not a big fan of all those joints and screws and like all that line detail, which you can't see because the camera. Okay, there we go. I'm not a big fan of the bolts, the plastic bolts, and the segmented kneecaps. I don't know. It just I don't know. It's not my thing. I don't really like it. In one of these situations, I think Gwenpool should just be wearing pants or something to justify that. You know, if she was wearing pants instead of a unitard, I could probably just say, well, they're probably folds in the fabric or something like that. But this is supposed to be human flesh, and it doesn't work for me. I don't really like that. But moving down, we see a nice little molding with the socks. You can, again, it's like the sword. It's got that texture, got the ridges like you would, like you would get like you would get from socks. And of course, we have the shin guard, which nice little detail. It's got the pink straps, but there's also some line detail on the shin guard. Moving down, we just have unpainted shoes, just pink shoes with laces and some, more molding detail, and it does look good. I would say the legs are the weakest part of her design, not necessarily. I'm not saying the legs are weak. She can obviously stand when she damn well feels like it. But she can stand. But there's just design-wise, the look-wise, I would say the legs are the least, the least good part. I don't know what the word I'm looking for. I don't know. It's just not the best made. It doesn't look as good as the rest. Just design element, aesthetic element. It's the weakest part of the toy. Anyway, let's check out these other accessories because we have the head, we have the 2 extra hands. Of course, we're missing a hand apparently. Oh no! Oh no! I'm missing a left hand, and that's not good. I've got an open hand right here for the cell phone. I have 2 kind of a resting, a relaxed hand here for, the right hand. And for the other right hand, I have a gripping hand, which we all know that's going to hold the sword. But let's, pop them off. So, I mean, it's not difficult. At least it wasn't difficult when I first did it. Oh, no. Something fell. So, put the gripping hand right there. There we go. Alright, let's take off the peace hand. Oh no. And I just lost a hand, excuse me. Did I say I'm not a huge fan of swappable hands? So I'm going to do the other open grip hand. Even though it's not going to be able to hold the sword. I'll take one of the swords out. Put it in her hand. Ooh, that's good. I like that. I'm going to pop her head off. Oh, no. That was easy. Not going to lie. I had my reservations about that, but that was pretty easy. Comes right off. So there's her other head. Losing the sword. I'm a mess today. I'm sorry. I apologize. Yeah, she's not going to be able to hold this one. Oh my god. I should have been paying closer attention. Apparently, the other hand that was missing was a gripping hand, so she can only hold one sword. That disappoints me. I'm going to have to, find an extra hand or something. Let's sigh. Let's sigh. So, yes, the other head sculpt. What we have here is, she's kind of it's kind of goofy face, like she's licking her lips or sticking her tongue out, like you do with a selfie. Again, it's molded nice. It looks good. I mean, it's got a similar expression. Yeah, the eyes are the same expression. It's just, she's sticking her tongue out. If Gwenpool is supposed to be a wacky character, I would have liked to have seen maybe a more wacky face. But, whatever. Let's get to posability, or let's get to articulation, then posability. So, as we established after I ripped off her head, we have a ball joint, and there's a hinge. So, universal ball joint, and there's a hinge right there, so it can really, you really got some movement there. You got some range of motion going on there with that head. Um, Actually, the neck is a little bit long. She does have a bit of a long neck, but whatever. So, with the arms, we have arms go all the way out. They rotate. We have elbow and swivel arms, bicep swivel. Not a bicep swivel. I guess it's an elbow swivel. Um, the hands have can rotate and swivel. They're on a hinge as well. That's for both hands. We have an upper body rotation, which is nice. Probably a ball joint. If I really wanted to take her apart, probably a ball joint. But, can look forward, can go all the way back. Here we have universal. Is it a ball joint? Yep, we have a ball joint at the hip. Ball joint. We have a thigh rotation, which that looks awful. that thigh rotation just looks awful. Like that no one should ever. No. We do have double knees. They feel a little weird. They do feel a little bit weird. I feel like those bolts are not gonna last for years and years. But we do have a double knee. So that's pretty good actually. That is pretty darn good. And then we have the foot. The ankle can swivel, and we have a toe point. The foot can point and it swivels. Might be a ball joint as well in there. I can't really tell. Also, with the Build-A-Figure, which I'm never going to use, I have the tail, which is supposed to go towards the lizard. And this is actually a pretty, tall. This is a pretty tall thing. It's almost as tall as Gwenpool here. It is taller than Gwenpool. Hold on. You're gonna stand. You gonna stand, Gwenpool? Come on. Oh, you're not gonna stand. You're not gonna stand. Just when I was saying, oh, she stands well. She stands just fine. She's not gonna stand for me. Come on, you. Okay, definitely taller. There's a ball joint right there. I guess it'll attach to the butt. It has a hinge, which also rotates. And here has a wag, which also rotates. And that's it. I'm probably never going to use this thing. I don't know what I'm going to do with this thing, but it exists. It does exist. And real quick, comparing Gwenpool with Legends Rogue, which, wow, Rogue is actually pretty darn tall compared to Gwenpool here. There we go. Now, Rogue is definitely better in my opinion. I think Rogue has a much better sculpt than Gwenpool does, but I mean I have to say Gwenpool is kind of fun. Just she does have her flaws, but they do look pretty good together here. I mean Rogue is obviously not in the mood to deal with her crap. You can tell with the look on her face. But yeah, that's it. That's it for the Legends figure. That's all I own. I don't own any others. So yeah. And so that does it for Marvel's Legends series Gwenpool. I have to say she was, she is kind of a fun toy. Where she does have some of her flaws in the legs and stuff. The molding of the legs. This is still a very fun and to be honest, it's quite an expressive toy. You can have a lot of fun with this one. I mean, I don't know much about Gwenpool in Marvel canon, but I mean, just looking at the toy, she looks like a very whimsical, fun-loving character, and you can include that in your Marvel's collection, just to add a little bit of extra, whimsy to it. And so it's fun. I can't fault the figure for that other missing hand. That's my fault for not paying attention. So, but other than that, I mean, this is kind of a pretty cool figure. If you see her out there in the stores, I recommend picking her up. Especially if you're a Deadpool or a Gwen Stacy fan, you know, definitely get her. Um, so yeah, I think that covers everything. I'm Jim Classic, and you've been watching Geekin' It.